I don't know if it still says pack for a week on the whiteboard like it did in the conference finals last year. But they've clearly written something new up because the system is diversified, I think, a little bit more than it was before. And probably because, let's be clear, we're praising the rest of the team for playing better, but the ball-dominant offense of Rajon Rondo is supposed to be a pretty much unstoppable offense when they're playing really good defense and forcing a lot of transition. But the problem was that, when they're supposed to be able to run the pick and pop with maybe involving one or two other players besides Rondo on the court, you're supposed to have the other two guys stretching the floor or doing some good off-ball action to create other opportunities so that when Rondo gets into the lane, he has the pop-out option, he's got a backdoor cutting option, he's got a corner shooter option on his left side, let's say. So that wasn't really happening because all these guys that are playing well now that the responsibility is on them to carry the team, they weren't really fitting well into the system, which should have been a pretty good offensive system with Rondo being ball dominant, and it wasn't happening every single night.
Well, I think in that offense, it was forcing people to play different roles than what they played throughout their career. So, I think the clearest example of this, and I'll give my fellow writer at Celtics Hub, Hayes Davenport, all the credit in the world because he spotted this from a mile away. It's when the Celtics signed Jason Terry, and they were expecting him to fill in some of the role that Ray Allen had, and a lot of that was spot up, shooting off the catch. He's so much better suited playing in the pick and roll. He dominated playing with a stretch four in Dirk Nowitzki, and obviously he could be the best stretch four in the game. He does everything, Ever. Yeah, exactly. So, playing off the ball, out of the pick and roll, because the pick and roll is really KG and Rondo, and he wasn't getting the separation, he wasn't getting the space. He's not and he can shoot off the catch, but he's not. That's not his game, He was getting in Dallas. He was getting a lot of wide open layups because people were slacking off and not, preventing the pass to Dirk
or doubling out on Dirk.
Exactly,
and that's opening a lane up for him. Yeah, and the thing was, we were seeing a lot earlier in the year that he'd get kind of a spot up opportunity and you kind of half drive and pull up from like 12 feet away because he's used to getting the ball and then penetrating. That's how Jason's always ran his career. He's always been trying to maybe take a couple steps in, then step back and take a shot. But Jason Terry doesn't feel comfortable spotting up, just like how Ray Allen doesn't really feel comfortable trying to penetrate into the rim area or at least taking a short-range shot. He usually likes to take a pull-up shot or just a spot-up shot. So
I think both of them will tell you that they're comfortable taking any shot on the floor.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
But the evidence suggests that they're best suited to play the roles you were talking about.
And also look at Avery Bradley. What's his role in the offense? I don't think they figured that out all season. And you talk about how the guys outside the pick and roll set should be stretching the floor. Well, they can't use Avery Bradley to stretch the floor. He's a 32% three-point shooter. And they're trying to say that Avery's their corner three guy. Look at his numbers. He's not making corner threes. So, if you can't find a role for each individual guy in your offense, you got to kind of fudge it. And Avery's been kind of cast aside in that.
Well, last year, Avery Bradley, I think it was about 56%. He was the top corner three shooter in the league from, I think, the right corner, was it?
Are you thinking of Courtney Lee?
No, I'm pretty sure Avery Bradley was right up there as one of the top corner three-point shooters.
What's the sample size on that? Was he 1 for 2?
No, I think it was. I remember seeing it on like True Hoop or something like that. But it was. Okay. We'll have to get the number for you in post production. But he was a very good corner three-point shooter. Everywhere else he was having trouble, but when he was set up on either the left or the right side, he was definitely up towards the top of the league in shooting that ball. This year, it's not happening. It's not
possible that a lot of those last year were in transition, running up the floor with Rondo, and this year they're in a half-court set, and that's a totally different situation.
Yeah.
Speculating, I don't actually know.
I think,
you talk.
I think in the context of this game, what we saw from Bradley, and I think what we'll see going forward, is he was pretty aggressive with his offense in the beginning. He was coming off a ball screen and pulling up from a step or two inside of the three-point line.
And he missed 4 shots in a row doing that, but whatever.
No, for sure. But I think he's been told to be more aggressive, to look for a shot. Without Rondo, half their playbook's thrown out. They'll say differently, but it's just completely different. So I'm sure Doc's told Avery, if you have that shot, take it. I don't care if you miss 100, take it. And whether that's a good thing, we can debate forever.